Last time we talked about how you have more power than you think. So what? What's the purpose of having power? Dacher Keltner, and I hope I'm saying his name correctly, says that its purpose is to change other people's lives for the good. Now, while that is the intended purpose of power, research shows that as we gain power, we actually shift our focus away from others and toward our own desires. Keltner calls this the paradox of power. We often gain personal power through practices like empathy and gratitude and showing respect. But then once our power increases, we tend to stop practicing the very things that got us there. Hi, I'm Dr. Jolene Kinzer, and I'm so glad you're here. In Chapter 5 of Changing Normal, I dive into how increased power impacts us in some pretty alarming ways. Research suggests that as we feel more powerful, and especially as we move into positions of absolute power, positions where no one can question us, for example, we stop listening. We become less able to shift perspectives. We become less concerned about the suffering of others and more disrespectful in our communication. We even begin to rationalize and justify unethical decisions, feeling that we are above the law, blind to our own moral missteps, and at the same time feeling outraged at the missteps of others. Let this impact of increased power sink in. Personally, I find it very sobering to realize that I hold various types of power, and the likelihood of me being influenced negatively by it is actually quite high. This is real. I remember when a leader in my life had a moral failure. At the same time, I was stepping into greater leadership. And I thought, no one is immune. But for the grace of God, there go I. I made a commitment then to live fully in the light, with nothing hidden. I knew that I needed at least one person in my life who would know my struggles and keep me from going down that same road. And by God's grace, I've kept that commitment. We all need honest, faith-safe community. We need people who will gently and compassionately make us aware when we are being negatively influenced by our own power. As I close, I want to ask, are you living fully in the light? Is there someone in your life who loves you enough that you can be 100% honest, knowing that they will walk with you and not reject you? If you don't have that person, I pray that God gives you the courage to find them and to begin the journey of walking in the light. In our next video, we're going to take a very serious step further. While today we talked about how power can subtly change us, next time, we're going to discuss the line where that influence turns into something much more damaging. We'll be looking at the difference between the everyday conflicts we all experience and the misuse of power called abuse. It's a difficult but necessary conversation, and I hope you'll join me for it.